Serbian officials are denying that security forces used a sonic weapon to disperse and scare protesters at the massive anti-government rally in Belgrade. They also reported that at least 100,000 joined the student-led protest, but independent monitors say more than 300,000 joined the anti-corruption movement. The daily protests in Serbia started after a canopy collapsed at a train station in northern Serbia and killed 15 people. Katarina Petrovic was at the protest that called for accountability and arrests, which have now become one of the biggest in Serbia's history.
Serbia's loudest call for change yet. The deadly Novi Sad station collapse fueled public anger at the government and President Aleksandar Vučić. After months of student-led protests, it all culminated in the largest demonstration in Serbia's modern history.
Ovo više nije samo studentski protest, nego je ovo protest svih nas, svih građana koji nisu zadovoljni kako se živi u ovoj zemlji i ne žele da budu u koruptivnom sistemu.
Over 320,000 people, according to the public meeting archive, flooded Belgrade's streets, students at the forefront defying armed groups and sending a clear message: enough is enough.
This is the largest protest yet. The movement's resilience is mobilizing Serbia, grabbing global attention, challenging the status quo and demanding accountability. But with tensions rising, there are concerns that the demonstration could escalate.
Organizers urged people to keep the protest peaceful. Meanwhile, bikers rolled up to the National Assembly, facing off against the tractors guarding pro-government counter-protesters. Authorities tightened security ahead of the protest, imposing heavy measures and detaining several people.
The certain extremist political groups are trying to use these student gatherings as a platform for conducting some kind of colored revolution here in Serbia. And we have managed to prevent those extremist groups from taking over the yesterday's protests.
So if the protests remain peaceful after removing these so-called extremists, does that mean that the government now recognizes that the students have always advocated for and upheld peaceful demonstrations?
And I said that I'm grateful to organizers from the student plenaries that also contributed to the fact that the protests remained peaceful.
But it wasn't all quiet. A sudden blast shattered the 15-minute silence for the victims, triggering panic and a brief stampede in the city center. Witnesses report an unfamiliar acoustic phenomena, with some claiming security forces deployed a sound cannon.
Mi koji nismo ranije bili na protestima u smislu nasilnim, nismo znali kako izgleda suzavac i nismo to doživjeli na sebi, to je bio jedan ogroman šok za nas, gdje smo svi potrčali na fakultete, to jest ušli smo u taj naš sestrinski fakultet FMU i bilo je zaista strašno, jer mislim kasnije sam videla i snimke gdje tamo u Kralja Milana je bilo najglasnije i najstrašnije. Ali mislim da je jako tužno to što se to desilo za 15 minuta tišine, kada zapravo nije se ni skandiralo, nije se ni pozivalo ni na što, nego jednostavno smo želeli da obeležimo tih 15 minuta za 15 žrtava i baš se tada to čulo.
President Vučić dismissed protesters' claims that a sonic weapon was used, but officials have yet to provide a clear explanation for the blast. The government is now cracking down on those who participated in the March 15 protest. Serbia's judiciary is taking action against individuals and the media for spreading panic and misinformation, attempting to criminalize witnesses of the event.
Ovdje sa strane vlasti pozivano na to da će biti problema, da će se bacati kamenice, da će biti nekih vrsta problema, a studenti sami po sebi nikada nisu pozivali na nasilje.
Dobro da je većina evropskih lidera, a i zvaničnika ne oglašava i ponaša kao da Srbija nema ozbiljan problem, iako je zemlja kandidat za članstvo Evropske unije. Bilo je očekivano da zvaničnici Evropske unije reaguju na policijsku brutalnost, na hapšenja studenata, aktivista, međutim niko se do sad nije javno oglasio.
Since November, the government has made minor concessions, releasing documents and increasing the education budget, but key demands remain ignored. No officials have been held accountable for the canopy collapse, and the attacks on protesters continue to go unpunished.
Mi smo dobro razumeli poruku i svi ljudi koji su u vlasti moraju da razumeju poruku kada im se okupi toliki broj ljudi. I morat ćemo sebe da menjamo i morat ćemo da naučimo mnogo toga. Sa druge strane, nadam se da su neki drugi dobro razumeli poruku većinske Srbije, da građani Srbije ne žele obojene revolucije, da građani Srbije ne žele nasilje i da građani Srbije hoće na izborima da menjaju svoju vlast.
But students aren't asking for an election. They refuse to back down, arguing that dialogue is meaningless without institutional accountability, especially from Serbia's judiciary. What began as a student movement has swept across Serbia, now backed by teachers, lawyers, and artists, with solidarity rallies echoing across the region.
Jedna od karakteristika protesta jeste neverovatna solidarnost i podrška koja dolazi iz zemalja bivše Jugoslavije, čime su razbili višedecenijsku nacionalističku matricu balkanskih stabilokrata o tome da postoji mržnja u regionu, da postoji nacionalne razlike koje su nepremostive i da nisu mogući prijateljski, dobrosusedski odnosi među državnim ljudima. To je ono što je glavna poruka koju vidimo.
Still not a political organization, yet now the strongest political force in Serbia, the movement is the biggest challenge to Vučić's rule. Whatever comes next, they've already made history, breaking the silence and showing Serbia it no longer has to be afraid. Katarina Petrovic, Across the Balkans, Belgrade.
Seven days of national mourning have been declared in North Macedonia after a nightclub fire killed 59 people. Among the casualties, there were people as young as 16 years old, and most of those affected were young people aged 18 to 20. We'll look into what caused the fire in our next episode, but for now, we'll leave you with the pictures from the vigils held in North Macedonia. Thanks for watching this episode of Across the Balkans. See you next time.